Good morning, my people. How is the public holiday treating you? How is the day treating you? It's a public holiday, and that explains the cars on the road. Tonotonoko, tewalizi isazi nazo. Emoroka eziyisa teziri ondo za mulaba tewali wasi. Abantu abambakedde kudduka mukola exercise. Yeah, it's a public holiday bwebeera. Our employment wenyumira nti public holiday bakuta, of course, if you employ in a standard organization where public holidays are really honored, of course, waliwo abantu abamunga today they are working because their organization doesn't honor public holidays. But of course, government holidays, non-government organizations, apart from the ones that are doing donations today, they do public holiday, and people that work for the church today is really not a public holiday. Yeah, for the guys that went to Namugongo, Mutuchiki, the Chicana. And today I just thought we could do a broadcast on us emulating positively. Mulichike and Maso emulate positively. I somehow, when we talk about the Uganda Martyrs, has it ever probably occurred to you that maybe these guys, Uganda Martyrs, maybe they thought this guy was joking? Is there a possibility that they thought this guy was joking? Is there a possibility that these guys thought this guy was joking? I think there is a possibility. But anyway, we want to emulate the positivity in their situation. I also want to figure that we emulate the positivity in every person that we have had that we kind of celebrate in the world. Katigwe tudda local, Idi Amin, Milton Obote, Kabaka Mutesa, Kabaka Mwanga, Kabalega, all those guys, Paulo Mwanga, all those guys had positive things, and probably we could try to get the positives out of whatever they did or whoever they were, because if we don't try to emulate the positivity, because era buli muntu yaliko ekibi ekyamuliko okitegeera. You know how they tell us right now that tofiirira ggwanga, the young people that are mu people power, they tell you tolina nsonga lwaki ofiiririra the people power movement, stay home, teweekalakaasa, tozimba nnyo mutwe, tolaga nti oli wakabi nnyo and all that. Do you get the perspective that maybe these guys, the Uganda Martyrs, took it too far? But they say, oh, we are going to die for this religion and all that. Do you guys think, and I'm a Catholic by the way, I'm a Catholic, we have the biggest number of martyrs, but do you guys have you ever kind of thought about it that maybe they took it too far? Maybe all they had to do was pretend that, you know what, I'm no longer a Christian. Do you think there is a possibility that they could have my grandfather used to tell me that those guys died because of disobedience. Exactly. Thank you, Travel Life Vlog. Do you think that they died because of disobedience? They just by name it women. Is there a possibility that these guys could have been alive if only they had done what the king expected them to do? If only they said what the king expected them to do? You guys, a couple of months from now, I'm hoping to share a similar situation that I went through, and I decided to be the idiot. I decided to do what those guys should have done, and majority of Uganda right now survives because Ugandans have decided to do what the Uganda Martyrs refused to do. Do you guys see that? Guys, we are talking about emulating positively. So let's for a second look at the negative things that people did and probably led to their demise, because ebintu ebiri negative abantu fena betukola oba abantu bye bakola edda byabafiiriza ne bifiiriza ne family zaabwe. Every time you make the wrong choice, you lose, your country loses, your village loses. Gomanyanti, every time you have a big head, guys, so guys, we are talking about emulating positively or emulating positivity in whatever we do. There are so many things that have happened in our country, and there are so many people that ended up losing. Maybe you are not one of them, but I find that if we don't learn from the situations that happened to these people, we may not be able to emulate, we may not be able to make the better decisions we are talking about mostly the Uganda Martyrs today, because today is Martyrs Day and people are walking to go and be blessed by the Uganda Martyrs, right? Because I think they became saints, right? They became saints. So they are Saint Bruno, Saint Kizito Muto, Saint Buza Abaliawo. They are saints. Huh? So it only makes sense that the Catholics actually want to get blessings from them. You guys also remember there is a millennial saint, the first millennial saint. It's the saint that was a gamer. That dude, I've forgotten his name. Ani amujukira Antonio ne Chris Fitness kukwate ebintu ebyo. Ani ajukira the millennial Anajukira, the millennial saint. This dude has only recently been made a saint. But guys, we are trying to emulate the positivity. Abantu bano, the Uganda Martyrs, they did do something wrong, right? What the abatukirivabo balaba. We as Catholics, we all pray to them. But do you realize that nze mulindo woza abasajja abo baleka beekyangira ku kabaka kubanga balina omuzungu? So I think bo bali balowooza omuzungu agenda kujja taking over, okitegeera, ajje amenyewo kabaka. Is there someone that thinks like me that maybe these guys nabalaba wakawunda obusibu obumwe bayisiza mu makoona? Ate kyewunyisa mukazi oba abakazi bwe bayiga okulinnya omuliro babaaki bannange bwe bagayi. Is there, for me, something tells me these guys refuse to cooperate with the king because they bali go backing y'omuzungu. Za mulipo balowooza omuzungu ono agenda kwata emundu ajjajje ku kabaka afuge bafune obukulu, okitegeera. That's what I think. Of course then there were some guys abali nga tebali bubi nnyo, but still kigenda okutonya. Nyina wena bwe basereka box naye batadde engogo za plastic. Engogo za plastic nga tezigira nyumba ya box. Zebyo byonna nabiyitamu. Mwe bagayi, tusooke tuyitamu the negative things that the Uganda Martyrs did and why we think they did them, because fena tuli mu interpretation. Naffe ebintu bye tukola, people interpret them. Every day when you do something, there are people that interpret it for something. There are people that believe, for example, when I do content and I do TikTok videos and YouTube videos, people think I'm there for likes. Yeah, some people think I do that thing for likes. And of course I understand that it's lack of exposure, but that's their judgment. That's their judgment, especially the people that don't have the money to watch the videos. Some of them smartphone bazina nenga ne data table. Those are the things that people that think that omuntu wakola TikTok video agikola for likes, omuntu wakola YouTube video agikola for likes, okitegeera. Probably because if they did something they would do it for likes, they don't have a higher purpose. Kati naffe we can be judging the Uganda Martyrs probably because tetulaba purpose erimu ekyo kintu. It's like now the people that probably that are in opposition, they have a higher calling. And the people that are not in opposition, they see these guys are in opposition. That's probably the reason why the general that died, he said, because for him, he thought, why would you oppose a government that is as good as this? In opposition, they are saying, why would you support a government that is as bad as this? So everyone kind of has a higher calling. And they think the other person that doesn't see their calling is the one that is in wrong. And as long as you don't understand why the other person is doing what they do, you'll have to judge. At me, in a way, I don't understand how a white person would come into my neighborhood, tell me whatever about his God, and make me abandon my gods, and also make me go against my king. nga tampadde ensonga y'amaanyi okujjako ey'okungamba tugenda genda mu ggulu. Okitegeera nze nga Arthur sinnakiraba sisobola. I think that's why we don't have saints these days. It's like we think logically about stuff like, okay, it's supposed to 1 is plus 1 is supposed to be 2. You cannot tell me that 1 plus 1 equals 5. You cannot tell me that if I do 1 and add on 1, then I can get 10. That's why we don't have saints. Cancer Patrick is saying, Arthur, the traditional folk religion was at odds with Christianity. Accordingly, they had a price to pay. Hey. But do you guys think that the price they paid was worth it? Because at the end of the day, the white man wasn't killed. I think the white man escaped. Hey, wait. I think the white man escaped. The white man. Because if you, who documented these things? These stories are still told by Ugandans. Where was the white man when the killing was happening? Or the white man just decided that part of his story would be there are some Africans that will be killed for the religion, and then we will celebrate them in the future. At least I'm there to document, so they will become the saints. I don't want to become a saint, because those guys, the guys that have never been sainted, they have never been given sainthood. But they have never been given sainthood. So where did they go? But anyway, enough of the judgment. They probably think they did the right thing. Let's go to the positivity of what happened. Positively, on the other hand, you can think that maybe if you decide to stand for something, stand for it to the end. Of course, now we are cowards. I don't know if did those guys have families? Because that's the other thing. Sometimes we want to stand for something, and then our women tell us, think about us, think about the children. You're determined, you're said, and then the woman says, no, you guys, what do you think? What do you think about that? Is it proper that when you want to stand for something, then you think about your family and you say, no, I don't think I'll do that, because if I do it, then there will be an impact on my family and it might not be positive. And do you think these guys did it because they did not have families? Or do you think they did it because they had no hope? Because you see, even when you look at the Ugandan political environment right now, every time a young man comes out, even when they have a family, people that torment them will tell them, you get it? Do you think it's right that we don't stand for something simply because we have a family? Or the family is more important than what we believe? What do you guys think? Now let's go to the positivity. Uganda Martyrs. Yes, we have a religion right now that is happening partly because it's thriving, partly because of the Uganda Martyrs. We have a church, one of the biggest in Uganda, partly because of the Uganda Martyrs. We have a lot of churches that have been built. St. Matia Murumba, you get St. Kizito, so many churches that have been founded because of the Ugandan Martyrs. So finally, we don't have churches. We have very few churches named on the basis of white martyrs, because we have our own martyrs. There's something positive that came out of that. And of course we have public holidays as well, because of people that decided to die because of the things that they... Of course some guys did not decide. Me, I believe over Uganda Martyrs, that's why they decided to gain day. You have seen that. And that's probably why revolutions in Africa are very few now, or they don't even happen at all. Because we know that bano bagayi bakutta gayi akube sasa ate n'atambula n'agenda ne bamuwalanka gayi akutta kyali Kano ne bamufuula Major General okitegeera. So now we know, and all over Africa that is what happens okitegeera. So and I think because young people these days know that the world is not fair, the world is not fair somehow for katife tumanye ekyokukola. But we have people like Traore, Bamita Traore, president wa Burkina Faso currently, kati tachali interim, bamwadde emyaka 5, and I think he's about 34. That guy, man, you guys know Traore, the president of Burkina Faso. Yawamba, he's just a captain. See Major General, he was a captain. Now Wamba, then he became interim president, and currently he's president. He reduced the salary of ministers by 20%, I think, over 30%, and then he increased the salary of other government employees by 50%. You can imagine, omusomesa wa primary nga badde afuna emitwalo 4 ne bamwongerako 2 kati n'aba ng'afuna 6, without thinking, without what, omusawo abadde afuna miliyoni 1 kati afunemu kitundu okitegeera. So, but do you guys think the price they paid the Uganda Martyrs is a price that was worth it? Because if you think the price was worth it, then we should also be celebrating the people that probably died for what they believe in. Maybe that will happen after some time. Maybe if the people power movement takes over, then we celebrate the guys that died because of the people power movement. Right now, of course, we can't celebrate them. You see the way we celebrate the guys that died in the NRM war. Because abamu sengo bote ya achari kote twali wa celebrating, but because their leader took over, we celebrate them. Some of them, of course. Then some of them got medals. So Nenup nayo bweri taking over, nayo tujja celebrating abantu bayo nabo bafune medal, bafune rewards and all that. But are you willing to be one of those guys that gets rewarded in the future because you died for the movement? Yeah, are you? Because it seems like the Uganda Martyrs found it prudent to do that, to do the same. Let's also try to dissect Amin and Obote and probably Kabaka Mwanga. You guys think that what Kabaka Mwanga did was right? Killing the Uganda Martyrs? Or do you think in the play Richard III, which I'm directing right now, I'm playing Richard III. For the guys that don't know Richard III is a play about a young man who was deformed. He was one of 4 brothers. One of the brothers was killed at war, and then they remained 3 brothers. One of the brothers was king. He was called King Edward. And then there was another brother who is called Clarence, and then him who is called Richard. So Richard reached a point, Nagamba, I want to take over. So he made sure that King Edward kills the other brother, Clarence. Of course, King Edward did not really want to kill the brother, but Richard spread rumors about Clarence to King Edward. That King Edward, who was named also George, that George, someone named whose name starts with the letter G, will kill King Edward's children. You get? And just in those times, people believed in prophecies so much. So King Edward went ahead and had Clarence locked up and even sent an order to have Clarence killed. However, because of the pleading from the wife and other people, he sent another order to not kill Clarence. But by the time the order, I think the order went intentionally, it was sent slow. So Clarence was killed. So one of the brothers was dead. And this was all part of Richard's plan to kill the 2 brothers so that he becomes king. Of course, Edward was already sick. So Edward died later on. And then Richard somehow took over the throne. So he became King Richard. And Richard, according to him, he was taking revenge. He was kind of revenging on all the people that treated him like he was an animal. Because he literally looked like an animal. And so dude took over kingship, and then of course he married the youngest daughter of one of the rivals of the throne, and then he eventually killed the kids, his brother's kids. One of the kids was supposed to be king after his dad died. But then you see, Richard killed all the sons. Then Richard killed all the brothers to the queen because they did not like. Richard literally was killing everyone that just did not like him. Richard was killing everyone that did not treated him either with contempt, anyone that abused him, anyone that treated him like he was less of a human being. Richard killed him. Then after marrying the chick, the youngest daughter to the Earl of Warwick, after marrying her, doing whatever he wanted to do her, he also killed her. And then Richard still killed the person that helped him kill other people. Brackenbury, I think, yeah. So he killed Brackenbury as well. So Richard literally was killing everyone that stood in his way. As long as you knew too much, Richard killed you. Now, when we look at Richard's story from the outside, we would think that, you know what, Richard was a very bad man. How can you kill your brother? Kill your brothers-in-law, kill your brother's children, kill your wife, then kill your ally. Richard literally killed everyone. And eventually Richard was killed as well at war. I know right? In that battle, Moyati that his biggest ally, his biggest ally, so he eventually died. Like, it all happens. There is poetic justice in all the things that happen. You do bad happens to you as well. That's how the world works. When you do bad, if you kill people, you will die. You remember what happened to Sobi. Sobi would come to TV and say, Twabanga abantu, nakomandinga simanya bichi, and we killed so and so, and we robbed so and so. Eventually, bad things happened to Sobi as well. He died like a dog. So if you kill people like dogs, eventually you die like dogs. Ate kati wetuli ensite kya asasira bantu babi. Ensite kya asasira bantu babi. Bana nababuzizaako Muyombya Mark, Godfrey Tambala, Tusime Edinik Wabuyi, Travel Life Vlog, JFK Arts, Nathan, Isaiah Nanyonjo, Kagwa Dennis, Karim, Sir Patrick Asiku, Heath Moses, Tony Ronald. So, but me, I like Richard III, Mustoria Richard III. I like the character of Richard, and someone's going to ask me, but after then, why do you like Richard III? He killed everyone he could kill. I like Richard, the character, because when we think about it, when we think about it, we literally could all be a Richard III in the making. Think about the person that did to you the worst thing that you could ever imagine. Someone betrayed you, someone spilled your secret, someone did something bad to your parents, someone did something bad to your sibling. If you had the power, what would you do to them? The thing about Richard III, I'm playing the character Richard, by the way. It's very hard to play, but I'm playing it with every bone, every inch of my bone marrow. I'm playing it with a lot of passion, and I'm getting the lines, and they're speaking to me. Deep down, Fenatu Chimanyi, all the people that have harmed you, all the people that have done wrong to you, if given a chance, you would do the same to them. But we have morality. We have morality, the morality that says killing is bad. They tell us all the bad things, and they tell us that you should not do them. And then we still have that bit of morality. It's the one thing that is keeping us from doing the things that Richard III did. But deep down we know that if we didn't have morality, and I think that's the reason why the world introduced the religion. Religion helps you understand that hell exists. Me, I don't believe hell exists, but the religion keeps you at bay by telling you if you do bad, you're going to go to hell. Me, I don't believe that hell exists. Me, I don't do the good things I do because I'm scared of hell. I do the good things I do simply because it's right to do good. Kitegeera kambeko kyenkebera ku wano katono nnyo guys. Mulabeko wediri ekkalu leero public holiday. Let me just check for something here. Ebibyo byebiyinza okuba ebifu. Kale neyanziza sikuwadde. Mwebagayi, I've just bargained at a supermarket. I've just bargained at a supermarket. This has happened the very first time. I've just bargained at a supermarket. Chemanya abamukumwe, you have never bargained at a supermarket. Bargain is a supermarket. Ne bansayira ke nusu 1500 lulamba. Mwebagayi, I have bargained at a supermarket. Kangende lero mbayiseke walala. Mwebagayi, I've bargained at a supermarket. Nyina ekintu kyembadde ngula kya kasanvu 5 mu supermarket eyo nayenze nali nkikuzeeka kakaaga. Mugamba bino ng'obiseera. Nambuuza gwe ogula mmeka ne mugamba ngula kakaaga nga kya kasanvu 5. Nangamba kale leeta otwale. I have bargained at the supermarket for the first time ever. Anti mwebaziza abadde ampadde byampadde nga sinnamusasula. But anyway guys, we are talking about emulating positively. Badde kyabanyumiza Richard III. Richard III teyali muntu mubi. According to me, Richard III tabangako muntu mubi. Richard III was pushed to be bad by people. and you should probably also try as much as possible to not turn people into bad people, because now when you know so turning omuntu nafuuka omubi, we all can, right? We can make people bad by treating them like they are less of humans. 2, by not being nice to them. And by being nice doesn't necessarily mean giving someone something for free. It doesn't mean treating them like a king or queen. Just treat them like they are humans. Don't abuse them. Respect them. Toba vuma, toba yombesa, toba kuba. You know the thing, I remember Bobby Wine telling the story of how why he joined politics. Bobby Wine yagamba, one of the reasons he joined, the trigger that got him to join politics, yaliko club, he was at a club, ngabu manyi Bobby Wine yabiranga na amalala ge, and then he got out of the club, then a guy slapped him, just to show him power. Then after slapping him, the guy namulage mundu nadamu namkuboru yolulala. Then because the guy had a gun, Bobby Wine sat in his car and drove away. And apparently onono bamuyita kisasa abatamanyi abaludde okujja e Kampala, eno kisasi zino area code za jekebo yachakaliranga edda. No mucha kisasi na akuze of course akuze at a low pace okusinzira engeri takaje bali sera. You expect that someone buys land at 900 million and does something bigger than what they do, but apparently kila ikasente zimba banzibe abba million nga billion ngemu kitundu wamala ogule takalya billion nga million 5 zisigaddeo alete zikola kyamaanyi ekitegeera. But yeah, that's kisasi for you. So guys, let's try to, before we start judging people, oba muntu mubi oba atukoze bubi atufiiriza, gwe soka weekubemu akafaananyi gwe omuntu oyo wamuyisa otya, because when you treat people badly they become bad people. Okitegeera, gwe buli woyisa omuntu obubi agenda kutuuka afuuke muntu mubi gy'oli, and it will be gy'oli n'eri abaana bo. Okitegeera, eh? And you guys have seen, I think the president is about to pass. Amagye gakola kiwa. Okitegeera, buli boyisa omuntu obubi agenda tuuka afuukirino ddala omubi gy'oli n'eri abantu bo, because according to him it's you and your bloodline that has treated him badly. Okitegeera. So there is a story I read, I don't know how true it is. Someone, omanyi racism in America, a cop, a policeman stopped a young black man, and as the black man was reaching for what he was asked for, license and registration, you know they keep the registration of the car in the glove compartment, so the young man was reaching for the registration book, logbook, Kampala, and the cop shot and killed him. And nothing was done to the cop. So what happened was that this man also followed the cop. The cop has a daughter, so he followed the daughter to prom night. As the daughter was getting out of the limousine, he shot the daughter and killed her, and he shouted, "Eye for an eye." And just there, nafukamira nalinda police ejje mutwali nemusiba. And then I read the comments that were on that post. People were saying kakati bakusibye and then there was an interesting comment. The comment was that the cop killed the other guy's son and this guy killed the daughter. He is arrested at Mukomera, but he is free in the mind because he avenged his son. But the cop will never be free in the mind, knowing that my daughter was killed because I killed another person's son. So, and I've seen a lot of unfair treatment around. People that have power have treated people unfairly everywhere. A policeman will tease you, an army guy will tease you, will take your land, and then of course we have seen people have started preaching that, you know what, you're treating people badly, but you're not going to go with anything when you die. You'll be buried alone. All the property you're taking, all this while you're treating people badly, but you're going to leave it on us. And so you try as much as possible to be nice to people, because you don't know what those people are capable of. You see what happened with the genocide in Rwanda. We have a lot of conflicting stories of why that happened, but you might find that there was a reason why that genocide happened at the time that it happened. And of course the people that have the right story might have died, or the people that were being killed during genocide were the actual victims. Nayenga, someone that comes from their lineage did something wrong to the people that were killing. The killers at that time believed they were doing the right thing. For the guys that don't know, the other side is action Tinda. I just wanted to give you another route so that so that other side is in Tinda, but for us we are not from Tinda. We're going in the opposite direction. So, regardless of who you are, where you are, the kind of power you have, I know right now, probably someone is watching saying, Arthur, you're because toina amani gaina chegakora, or you're kuba toina sente zina chezileta. I totally understand all those things, and I know that when you have money, you feel different. When you have money, the people that don't have money literally look like but everyone works and everyone has knowledge, but you know knowledge is accumulated. Amagezi tufuna mafune. Omuntu yasoma natuka ku level ya masters, amagezi gaba nago, wa bachelors taba nago. Omuntu akoze business okumala emyaka 2, amagezi gaba nago, omuntu akoledde emyaka 5 taba nago. Okitegeera. That's why some of the things that happen to us, we may think that it's luck, but it has never really been just luck. So yes, we can emulate Kabaka Mwanga. You know what Kabaka Mwanga did? When I think about Kabaka Mwanga, I think Kabaka Mwanga did what he had to do to protect the sovereignty of his kingdom. Kabaka Mwanga killed people that were supporting a foreigner. Kabaka Mwanga, when you think about it, killed people that had betrayed. Kabaka Mwanga killed people that betrayed their kingdom. Kabaka Mwanga killed people that betrayed their king. Kabaka Mwanga killed disobedient people to teach the other people that were not yet disobedient that it was bad to be disobedient. Kabaka Mwanga did nothing wrong in his position. When you see the power that the government has, of course, right now there are international laws and all. At that time, there were no international laws. At that time, every kingdom was for itself. At that time, the king decided what was right. Right now, the UN, the East African Community, the African Union decide what is probably right above your government. So, before probably the general of the army in Uganda decides that, okay, those people, let's shoot them, he has to think about the consequences that could come out of the African Union, the consequences that could come out of the United Nations. What will happen? Tambala mbayisizayo Ben Kako hai Nuhurira Tom Todi Ronald Ben Kako Bukenya Abeg Ntambala Godfrey Fred and Life Stories Kaiwa Benjamin. Fred and Life Stories, you're going to buy bigger tires. The tires that come with the Ractis are stock tires. It's a bay new. So you're going to buy tires that would probably cost you 260. The tires that come with the Ractis, those are stock tires. They're expensive. It's not worth it. So what you're going to do is you're going to buy the bigger tires. I think the tires that come with the Ractis are 175, 65, 16. So you're going to change. You'll put 205, 60, 16. Yeah, those tires will probably cost you 260, 250, depending on the brand you buy. Putting the tires that were made with the car is okay, but it's going to cost you money in the long run. At 205, they will lift your car a little bit. After our former president Idi Amin, despite his achievements, which enhanced our economy, the human rights abuses overshadowed his achievements. I want to really believe that Idi Amin abused human rights. I really want to believe, but I also want to be fair to him. You know how my grandmother normally tells me that the things that the NRM government does, we blame the president, but the president is not to blame. It's the people around him. So I want to really think that if that saying can apply to the current president, it should also apply to the presidents that came before him. It should apply to Obote, it should apply to Amin. The people around them maybe did things in their interest. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Maybe the people around him, of course there are things that he did himself, like expelling the Indians. At that time, when you guys, if you put on Amin's shoes, for example, everything he did in the best interest of the country. And you guys, Nzekati, I'm a director of theater and film, and I will tell you that for me as a director, there is no bad character. Like when you're directing a movie, you direct a presumed bad character or the villain with the same love you direct the hero. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. If, for example, I'm directing Amin's movie, I'm never supposed to be biased. I make the rebels that overthrew Amin as noble as Amin himself. So when you think about the Amin story, Amin, you've had people say Amin is the most patriotic president we've ever had, right? So yes, he was patriotic. Amin, according to Amin, everything he did to protect the image of his country, to protect the sovereignty of his country. So Amin, according to Amin and his family, did everything in the best interest of Uganda. Obote, according to Obote and his family, did everything in the best interest of this country. When Obote tried to go and kill the Kabaka, according to him, the Kabaka was an enemy of the state because the Kabaka had the power that he should not have had. The Kabaka was loved in ways he should not have been loved. The same things are happening even today. When someone is against the kingdom of Uganda, for them they think the kingdom of Uganda is getting love that it should not be getting. It's getting honored in ways it should not be honored. When you sit in that person's shoes, when you sit down with that person and that person tries talking to you, they will convince you that what they are doing is good for the country, that what they are doing is good for you. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, Council Patrick. What people will make you believe is that everyone is noble. And for me as a director of film and theater, I will tell you that every character does what they do from a good place. It's the people that they do it to that know that that thing is not being done in our best interest. It's not good for us. You remember during the election period in 2021 when people were killed, the person who made the order, kill them, shoot them, for him, he was doing it to protect the city. But when you start seeing things from the lenses of a director, it's something is different. You can tell a story and twist it. So the story we are being told about Amin, it's just that Amin's kids don't have the funds probably to tell their father's story in their own way, from their father's perspective. You guys, when you tell the story from Obote's angle, it's just that those families, have said every singer, when they leave power, all their money goes. Every said every singer, and it doesn't matter where you come from. Mutunulire yanyono guy Mugabe. Mutunulire one guy Yahaya Jamwe. You look at all those guys that when they left power, all their money went. So even when their parents did everything they did in the interest of the country, yeah, even when their parents did whatever they did in the interest of their countries, we will never get to know the story because they ran broke. Which is why I find that every time someone takes over power, they should try as much as possible to do good, not steal a lot, because the moment people realize you're stealing a lot, they'll try to fight to make sure that you go down. And when you go down, you can no longer tell the story of your family. And I find that the first daughter, Natasha, tried her level best to tell her father's story when he was still alive. When a movie the 27 Guns. Lucky Mose Church, man. Pre Walugembe. How are you? How is Doha? Leaders shouldn't be blamed alone. Exactly. The thing is, Amin is being blamed for things that were done by some of his army generals, for things that were done by some of his police commanders, for things that were done by some of his ministers. Like now, you see, the Speaker of Parliament was sanctioned by the UK. But if you try to tell the story of the Speaker of Parliament from her perspective, you realize that some of the money is not even going to her. Senga, if people had the chance, it's just that majority of these people in government die before they are even given the chance to tell their stories. That the people in government should handle us because, like now, for example, Arthur, if you for example gave Arthur like $1 billion shillings, don't remember Arthur, whether I'm alive or dead, at a certain time you should tell my story. This is my story. Then Arthur probably writes a movie or a TV show telling your story. If it's not showcased in your country, then it can be showcased on platforms like YouTube, Netflix and all that. That's where people that are in government that are probably think that they are being victimized, this should be their time to book people like Arthur to tell their stories when the time comes. Because like now, you remember Tojikwatako? Tojikwatako was led by Honorable Kadaga. Yeah? Honorable Kadaga was the Speaker of Parliament when Bajikwatako. She has her perspective. She has reasons why she made sure Bajikwatako. But her story might never be heard because while she was still in Parliament, she thought that Banakatemba Tebaina Maku. We are going to continue telling the story of those people that have told us their stories. And right now, for common people, we're about to build their stories up. When we are writing movies, after Kadaga, Honorable, and probably the people that worked with her have gone, probably out of power or probably died, we will tell the story that we know. We will not tell the story that they know. So, but the only way we can emulate positivity or positive things is if we know the positive things that have happened, if we know the positive things that have been done. We cannot emulate positivity or the positive things if we don't know what the positive things are. So right now, wherever you are, make sure your story is known. Make sure the positive things that you're doing are known, not just the negative things. When we are in meetings, for example at office, and then probably something negative has been spread about me, I make sure to know who is spreading the negative things about me, and then I bring that person together with the people he has been telling the negative things about me, and I ask him, okay, the negative things you have been saying about me, do you have proof about them? Bring the proof. When I'm there, because if you really have proof that I'm bad, you should be able to tell me. And for me, if someone, I make sure to tell them, you know what, you did this and this to me, it's not proper. Nze bwento kwembeera era bwe nsirika ng'onkoze ekibi n'ekisiriikirira bwe mba nkumaze mba sikuddamu mba nkunaabye mu ngalo. You get it? But as a dramatist, I also understand that everyone does what they do from the good side. Buli muntu kyakola akikola from the good side. When a general commands his army to kill innocent people, to him at that moment, those people are not innocent. According to the general, at that moment, abantu abo, they are enemies of state. They want to burn the city. Mujikira in 2021, they said that so they gave them what they thought they deserved, according to the generals. The generals at that time, for them, they thought those people deserved to die. Now, I'm not laughing about these things because they are funny. No. Those things are not funny, but it's just that you have to kind of put yourself in the other person's shoe and try to see the positivity in everything. The Uganda Martyrs, for example, ebintu bye bakola okubetraying eggwanga lyabwe, okugana okuwuliriza kabaka waabwe, for them at that moment, ekintu kye baali bakola kintu kirungi. At that moment, for them, they knew we are going to heaven. I don't really nze nga atasikiriza nti abantu abo baali bamanyi kabaka agenda batta. Kireka baali bamanyi bagenda kuba banaatera okubatta, omuzungu ajje n'emmundu akube kabaka amugjewo akube n'amagye. I think that's what they thought. Nze nga Arthur, because I cannot kill myself, I don't think I would go and stand in front of an army general and tell him, "Kale, shoot me. I know that there is a better way of handling that thing. There is a wiser way of handling it. Johnson Rubinga, how are you? Lucky Mose, Arthur, Sienta wears which tires? Kebera somewhere here wano maso. Emipira jayo ejiriao. Wabawa akantu akakulaga the size of tires it's supposed to wear. Like for example, this one is supposed to be wear 175/60 R16. But of course I put 205 60. I think I put 205/60 16. Nenga gwegenda kubatunde emipira. I normally recommend city tires. Wadenze emipira jense mbiyogula sajigula ku city tires. Anajigula walala because I realized city tires at that time was much more expensive for nothing. So I went and tried the tire brand. If it works out properly for me, I'll start recommending it to you guys. I'm trying a new tire brand. Abajinguza nabo benyini bewana. Of course, I bought it from another reputable tire distributor in Kampala. Okisigida nenga bwe bali banguza jina emipira je banguza nabo bewana ne bagamba these tires you're taking. Jakabi. So, but all in all, guys, let's try to emulate positivity. When you look at President Museveni, there are good things that he has done. Ignoring when you look at the traffic officer that is trying to probably get money out of you, look at the positivity that at least he joined the police force instead of going to rob people. When you look at an army guy that shoots people because he has been commanded, the positivity is that he has taken an order positively. That's positive. One of the reasons why I don't think I can manage the army is because in the ebintu bya order ebyo sibimanyi nti kati webake yimuka koroti ebyo sibisobola. Me, I actually think those amaje bali nkubye nnyo emigo ate nze ndoza nali badde nfuuka desert very soon. Sisobola bintu bya kundagira, sibisobolera ddala ebintu by'okundagira. I think it's also one of the reasons why employment yannema. Okitegeera kati employment gye nsobola yene ye bitabo gye ndimu kati nti nsomye nnyo nti gye ngenda abandagira batono Neka to yingira amajengo oli kurutu, the general commands you, the colonel, the buli joy no mu salute. No yimida opaka bwatambula nava obwasigala yogera nawo osigala bwoti oba bwoti. Man, olumunga umulaba musiru. Kati omuntu omusira atandika kulagira kola kino. Okitegeera. According to your experience, which tire brands can you recommend to someone's first car? Emipira jona by the way gisinga mirungi, but Linglong, I've used Linglong. Linglong is good, but the Linglong I've used the Mogula City tires. Yeah. But I'm trying out a tire brand right now. Nina mupira gwengezaako gwe nateeka ku Morocco eno. So far so good. It looks good. And emipira emirala mingi egitali Linglong gagiwangaala. Naye ate waliwo emipira egimu egyabiko obwabisinga teguggwaako. Linglong lwakyali popular nti Linglong omuvuga paka bwaggwaako n'afuuka n'emmumbwa. Naye there are tire brands egigenda okwabika obwabisi gireme kuggwaako. There are tire brands that will not even do for a year. Naye ate Linglong erudda wa bbeeyimu. So that's why I went and tried this tire brand. Sijja gubagamba until I've tried and tested it. About the thing of 2021 kwa Chachibuga, it was a lie from the generals to pass a warning, but if guys wanted to burn the town, they would during that scuffle, since it was only needed to burn one oil. Exactly, Ray. But of course, when you look, if you went to the general's kids, Katumula Banga, the late General Eri Tumwine, he said whatever he said. If you went and talked to his kids, they would probably give you a perspective. They would tell you, Daddy, yali muntu musungu avunyo, yaino obuchai. They would probably tell you that from a perspective when you realize, okay, this guy probably needed therapy. And then you realize that he wasn't really angry with the Kampala people. Guy yaina bizibu bye. Probably if his problems had been solved, maybe Adibadeta Yogeda be into be a Yogeda. General Otafile right now doesn't speak with anger. Remember, General Otafile used to have a lot of anger, but he doesn't speak with anger these days. These days he's saying, I don't know what is happening. Lucky Mose, in taxis you used to wear Linglong. Linglong achali murunji. It's just that Linglong kati yakwata yo. Linglong yakwata. Nenge mipire mirala mirunji. That's why me I tried to test this. Empire jimwe echira echisimbu empire jiremi anti ebichupuli bingi nabyo. Telling long, I am telling you, Mugule City Tires is because City Tires is a distributor, so Tebaina Bichupuli yao. Good morning, Safe. Mukeka Dennis, hi. Thanks for broadcast. Arthur, I know it's not question Friday. How bad is a 2SZ? I figure 2NZ is only most in the 4-wheel drive versions, which are rare. 2NZ is in study 4-wheel, but there is no problem with the 4-wheel drive version car. Buy it. 2SZ tojigura. Sigena na kugamba bibigiri mutojigula bo no jigula gwamanyi. Good morning Metembe Abdul Nasanga mutu sensibula. It's our 1 hour. May God bless you guys. Kamba some. Mwe bali kubera ku broadcast, but all in all what the takeaway from today nebo daba Arthur on ku broadcast ebibi ebimuliko kwitobya emulating. Bwobo sobola mugamba kaachuse mugambe Arthur kino kichuse. Bwoba tosobola mugamba ignore mukopeke ebirungi ebimuliko. I try as much as possible. Yinze when you do something that is bad, I don't keep quiet. I tell you, chino chokola chibi. Because if I don't tell you, abantu bonna batyo kugamba. Kati ani anakugamba. So me I tell you. Obonchawa nonchawa. Muyombia Mark, Godfrey Tambala, Tusime Eddie Nick, Waboyi, Travel Live Vlog, JFK Arts, Nathan, Asia Nanyonjo, Kagwa Dennis, Karim, Travel Live Vlog, Council Patrick Asiku, Heath Moses, Toddy Ronald, Nuhurida Tom, Ben Kako, Bukenya Abe, Godfrey Tambala, Fred and Life Stories, Kaiwa Benjamin, Peace Walugembe, Lucky Mose, Mukeka Dennis, Johnson Lubinga, Godfrey Tambala, Ray, Mist, and Matembe Abdur Nasser. Guys, I wish you a very lovely day. I'll see you tomorrow morning. It will be Market Tuesday. The guys that have businesses to tell us about, the guys that have products to sell to us and services, please be here tomorrow and tell us about them so that we support you. May the good Lord bless you. Ciao.